Hey guys, it's me, Hillary. Today I'm going to give you a little tutorial on how to transfer a design to canvas using graphite paper. So if we end up doing a virtual party or I provide you with a kit, I'll also probably provide you a tracer depending on the project. So I just want to give you kind of a heads up on how to use it so you're ready to go when it's time to start. You can always come back and find this video at a later time if you need it. You can find graphite paper lots of places. They have it at Michael's, I believe Hobby Lobby. I'll double check that. I'll put a link in the comments so you can find it easily. Amazon as well. Great thing about it is you can use it over and over again. So I have two kinds with me right here. This gray one is what you want to use if you're starting with a blank canvas, white canvas. You're not going to do anything to the canvas first. You're just going to put the design on it first. You'll want to use this gray. When we get it on there, it's going to look kind of like just pencil drawing. That's what it'll look like. If you did something, maybe you have a dark background, an all black background, and you want to add your tracer after that, we'd use the white paper, which I'm not using today, but I'm just going to show it to you here. The white, once you do it on a dark background, it's going to look kind of just like a chalk drawing on there. So heads up, depending on what you're doing, you might need a different one. So today, I'm just using this blank 11 by 14 canvas. So I have my tracer ready to go. This is what we're going to trace on there. So most of us will just have an 8.5 by 11 printer. A regular printer prints paper size. So this printed on 2 pages, but I've just lined it up and put painter's tape on there so I can easily pull it off, so I can use this tracer again if I need to, and I won't be ripping the paper. Just be gentle when you pull it back off. If we did a bigger canvas, like 16 by 20, it'd probably print on 4 pages instead, maybe 3, depending on the design. But whatever it is, just line it up, tape it together, put it on there. I tried not to place the tape on one of the lines you're going to try and trace, just to make it a little bit easier. I'm not sure, I haven't tried it. Might be able to trace through the tape, but I'd avoid it just so you can see your lines better. So, I'm going to lay it out on the canvas. Let me grab, I didn't have my tape close enough, but I will grab it here. I'm also going to put some painter's tape on this, holding it to the canvas just so it kind of stays in place. It doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it looks like it's going to fit your canvas and not go off the sides. So I just put a little on there so it stays in place. So then we're grabbing the graphite paper. Like I said, we're using the gray one because we're just doing it on a white canvas. If you look at this particular piece, sorry, it's a little noisy probably, you might be able to see outlines from when I've used it before, which I'm saying, like I said, you can use it multiple times. Not sure if you can even see that, but you can see some of the things I traced before. Doesn't matter, you can still use it again on this project. So what you're going to do, place the graphite paper between your tracer and your canvas. You want the shiny side facing the canvas. So if you can see, this one's kind of a dull matte side, and there's a shiny side. So shiny side faces the canvas. Obviously this one's pretty big, so it should be fine. If you have a smaller piece, you just want to make sure it covers all the area that you're going to want to be tracing. Let me reach under here. Okay, so as far as tracing, you can use a pencil and draw over your lines with a pencil, totally fine. I also like to use a stylus. This one's 2-sided, so it has different sizes on it. I like to use a stylus just because I know I'm going to reuse these tracers and then I won't have pencil lines all over it, but that doesn't really matter. You can have the pencil lines if you want to. So what you're going to do then is to start tracing over your lines with a decent amount of pressure, but you don't have to push super hard. One thing I will warn you, when you're using a stretched canvas, which has, you know, the wood around the frame of it, just be a little bit careful when you're going from that wood to the regular part of the canvas, or vice versa, going that way. You might jump just a little bit when you're going off that little wood onto the just plain canvas. It doesn't really matter, but it might throw something off just a tad bit. So again, don't worry about it too much, but just be aware of it. So I'm just starting off with a simple line down here. Want to make sure, hey, is it working? We're transferring there. Just carefully lift it up. Okay, so it's going on. Again, not perfect right here. It's okay. We're going to paint over it anyway. So let's go ahead, keep tracing. Again, don't worry if you go off a little bit. I promise it's going to be okay. I'm just going to do the outline of the vase first, just so I can know where I'm at. Your paper might shift a little bit. Again, try your best to keep it in line, but it's not going to make or break anything if you get off a little bit. And, you know, I don't remember exactly where I started, so I'm just going to keep going to make sure I got that covered. So I'm going to keep going with the vase here. What I'm going to say on the flowers, so if you see the flower next to me, I haven't started it yet, but right here, depends on how you want to paint it. So if you want to kind of freehand all the squiggles and stuff in the middle, you don't need to worry about tracing those on there. I'm not going to do it right now for the sake of time, but you certainly can. But I would trace the outline of it so I know where my flowers and leaves are going to be. But if you also want to, you certainly trace all those little small lines in there as well. I did the last time I did it. I'm just saving some time right now so I don't keep you here all day. And again, you just have to kind of keep track of where you are. If you're using pencil, you can certainly see your lines where you've done it, so you'll remember. Again, who knows? I might have already done that line. That's okay. So, that's all we got to do. Again, you're not pushing like super hard. I think I already did that line. Again, all right. Get your lines in here. And I'm not going to do the whole thing right now. Again, just showing you the bits and pieces of it. Oh, look, didn't need to do that. That's okay. I'll show you what to do to fix it. Okay, so we got something on there, right? Let's pull that off. Again, oh gosh, I did a little screwy line. Don't worry about it, because I don't have one with me right now. Very easy to erase. It's just like pencil. You might get some residue from your graphite paper. This is a cheaper canvas, so those ones tend to grab a little bit of it more. But if you get even the Michaels canvases, they're a little bit higher quality, still not expensive, and definitely I've never had a problem with those. It's just this cheaper one that I decided to use today. So here's a basic little bit of it here. Take off the graphite paper, take off your tracer, take a look at it, see what you got. And I would say, I might grab something here. If you're going to be painting over something with a dark color, or you know that it's going to be outlined in black, and you're kind of worried about when you paint that you're going to paint over your lines and not be able to see it, you can go over it. I didn't prime this ahead of time, but it's just an idea with some, here, let's shake it up. A paint pen or paint marker. I wouldn't necessarily use a Sharpie unless you have the alcohol, or not alcohol-based, water-based paint Sharpies. A Sharpie can kind of discolor over time. If you've left it on there and you painted over it, you might see like kind of a greenish hint to it. So I wouldn't use a Sharpie, but I know that I'm going to outline this table in black, so it's okay to go ahead and give myself a little bit extra line so I can see it when I start painting. Again, on this particular painting, the whole vase I know is going to be outlined in black. Even the flowers I'm going to outline in black. So they could all use a little paint marker, and the leaves even. Again, I didn't prepare my marker ahead of time, so it's a little thin, but that's okay. If you're going to be painting over with a light color, like a yellow, something like that, you don't necessarily need to trace anything over it because you'll be able to see the graphite paper there. Like I said, you can see some of these little lines probably in here. I went wonky over here. Just grab a pencil and fix it. Eraser, pencil, psh, easy peasy. So that's about the extent of what you need to do to get a tracer on, or design onto your canvas. And that's all we need to know for now. So if you ever need to come back and find this video, go ahead and find it. And I will direct you to it if you have questions. Let me know if you have any other questions. Again, don't worry about being perfect. We're going to paint over it. It's just so you get your lines on there so you have a little bit of guidance. You can freehand whatever you want as well. I like using a tracer for some things. Other things, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to put it on myself. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day, and come back soon.